The NCAA is making new changes. Is it for the better? Is it for the worse? What exactly is changing at this time? Find out on this episode of the College Huddle. Welcome in, everyone, to the College Huddle. I am Michael Allen from the Vol Fanatic Show podcast. You can find us on all major platforms, YouTube, Facebook, as well as X, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Instagram, and TikTok. The College Huddle is a community of independent podcasts. If you need more information, you can go to thecollegehuddle.com. That's where you can find myself as well as 80 plus other podcasts from all around the nation. Once again, go to thecollegehuddle.com for more information. Please make sure that you like the video. Leave us a comment if you'd like the topic that we were talking about, or if you have any questions about anything that we can answer. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel as well to help us out. So tonight's topic, the NCAA has approved a new change in college football. And that is a change that has been needing to be made for a while. But really, since COVID, since NIL, since the transfer portal has started, this is a change that has been needed. And that is the eligibility model for college athletes. There's been lots of questions as far as who can gain another year of eligibility. How many years of eligibility can you get? How long can I continue playing? How long can I wait before I come into the NCAA? All of that is answered now. And I'm going to pull my screen share up here so you can see the article. So this is from Pete Nakos of On3, this article here. So I'm not going to read it verbatim. I'm going to hit a lot of the high points. So as of yesterday, this was unanimously passed by the NCAA Division I cabinet, and it was officially passed today, Wednesday, June the 24th. So you now have 5 years to play 5 seasons of college sports. Where in the old model, what it was supposed to be was you have 5 years to play 4 seasons, and there was no age restrictions. So that meant that, if you were 24 years old, you did not have any college, or you had not started college, you still had 4 years of eligibility at that point, you could immediately enroll and you would still get 4 years, which means that you were a 27-year-old senior at this point. All of this has changed now. The new model now states that an athlete's eligibility clock starts when they are a full-time student, when they fully enroll in college, or at the beginning of the academic year following their 19th birthday. So, right out of high school, whenever you sign, you go into college, you start your classes, all that. That starts your clock. That fall semester starts your clock. And really, it's the spring semester for some people. If they decide to enter in December, that starts your clock right there. So the next season, that would be your first season of college sports. So we'll use football because that's the main thing that we talk about. So we'll use, since it goes into effect for this school year, 2027 starts your clock. 2026 starts your clock. So you have until 2031 that you can play 5 seasons of football. If you get hurt at any point in that time, there is no medical red shirt anymore. That counts towards one of those 5 years. If you don't get much playing time, that counts towards one of your 5 years. If you decide to sit out a season for whatever the case may be, there's no longer a red shirt. That counts towards one of your 5 years. Now, let's go a different path here. If you decide to take a gap year, or let's just say you decide to sit out 2 years, whatever the case may be, before you go to school, your clock starts as soon as you turn 19. So the academic school year that starts immediately after you turn 19. So what that means, my birthday, for instance, is in December. So if I turned 19 years old December of 2026, then the fall of 2027 would start my clock that I have eligibility remaining. So that means that from 2027 until 2032 is when I have college eligibility to play. I cannot go in 2029 and say, all right, I'm going to start my clock right now. That's not the way that it works anymore. So that is how this eligibility will go from now on. Now, I mentioned those that start in the spring semester. So if you forego your spring semester of high school and you start the spring semester in college it'll be 2027, then your clock would start that next fall. So it would still be 27 through 32 would be your eligibility window there. These age-based eligibility will be implemented this summer. That means that athletes from this past season, the 25-26 academic school year, will not be eligible. And I think that is a good thing because you're going to have several people that would try to take advantage of this and come back for another season. And you've got a lot of rosters that are already set at this point. So then at that point, you're breaking promises to somebody if you decide to let some of these athletes come back that still have eligibility left. So I think it's great what the NCAA did, making it for next season instead of this past season, because then you're able to really start fresh with everything. So that is the changes that have come. Now, there is going to be some sort of waiver for a few different things. One of those being if you go into the military at any point during that time that your window is open, you would receive a waiver to receive more eligibility. But it would still be the same window. It would be a 5-year window for that eligibility. Same thing on the women's side for a pregnancy. You would be able to gain eligibility for the time that you were out for maternity. And I believe it's also going to fall for like mission work. So for instance, in BYU's case, they have to take mission trips at different times. They would have a waiver for that. So there's going to be things like that are put into place, but there's not going to be special exceptions anymore for, in Tennessee's case, talking about Joey Aguilar, he was trying to get another year of eligibility this past season because he played 2 years of JUCO. You can go back and forth. Should that count towards your NCAA eligibility? Should it not? That's neither here nor there at this point, but that settles it at this point. It's 5 years to play 5 seasons of college sports. As soon as you enter college, that starts your window. So I think overall this is going to be a great change for college sports. Let me know in the comments if you think that this is going to be a good change for college sports or if you think that this is something that is going to hurt college sports in the future. Is it something that's going to be taken advantage of? Can it be taken advantage of? So there's several different things that could go wrong. There's several different things that could really go right. Just let me know your thoughts on that in the comments. I'm going to go back over to this screen real quick while I pull up something else. There was actually another change that ended up coming on Wednesday, June the 24th, as well as the NCAA decided to eliminate the bowl transition penalty. So what that means is in the past, you've had schools like James Madison that have come over from the Division II ranks that they had to sit out for a year or two, even though they had really good seasons. And everyone thought that they should be able to get playing time. I'm sorry, that was not supposed to go on this screen. So everyone thought that James Madison should have gotten the time or should have gotten the chance to play in a bowl game because of how well that they were playing. But obviously because of the transition penalty, they were not eligible. So they decided to eliminate this now. So new schools to FBS, North Dakota State and Sacramento State, if they were to finish 6-6 or better this year, they can fill a spot in one of their conference bowl commitments. So I think this is a great thing as the FBS Oversight Committee, they decided to eliminate the 2-year postseason probationary period. This should be a really good thing for North Dakota State and for Sacramento State, especially North Dakota State, because I've got a feeling that they are going to come into the FBS level and they're not going to miss a beat from the FCS level where they have dominated for several years now. And as a matter of fact, right now, this article says right now they're projected to be favored in all 12 games in 2026. So that includes Jacksonville State, Fordham, Sacramento State, and San Jose State, along with their 8-game Mountain West schedule. So it's gonna be fun to see what they do this season. I love that they will now be able to play in bowl games immediately, because I think that it would definitely affect North Dakota State more, in my opinion, than Sacramento State. And that's not a knock against Sacramento State. That just shows how dominant North Dakota State has been at the FCS level, and I don't think they're going to miss a beat at this point. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on this change as well. So, a couple of new things that have been implemented by the NCAA after a long history over the last several years of the NCAA just losing battles on things. I feel like this is finally a win for the NCAA with some of these changes. Once again, let me know in the comments how you feel about these topics here. I do ask once again, if you can, leave a like, and if you have not already, subscribe to the channel. Also, go over to the College Huddle website, collegehuddle.com, to check out myself, the Vol Fanatics Show, as well as the 80+ other independent podcasts that are out there. So make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure everyone has a great day, and thank you for watching this video.